Let me give you all the exercise first before I tell your story. So past 2 days on the first of the wholesome deed. Today, next one, the to abstain from stealing. The first, so 3 bodily, 4 verbal, 3 mental. So second one is not to take what is not given, or non-stealing. Yeah. So again, this first day, just identify all the times you have the thought of taking something. Okay. And I don't mean to incriminate you all that you all go around stealing things. But you'll be surprised. So sometimes it's actually very trivial things, such as office stationery. Yeah, office stationery. It's one thing to use office stationery for office work. It's another thing to happen to just accidentally bring it back home and then leave it at home. Yeah. So I remember when I was in secondary school, then we started studying RK, right? Religious knowledge and Buddhist study. Then we learned this. Oh, then after that, I think we asked our father, because our father would bring back reams of computer paper, you know, those old computer paper with the perforation holes at the side, yeah, and it's all folding type. So he will always bring back a lot of that for us to use, like use it as rough paper. So when we learn about the precept, so we ask him, hey, not supposed to take what is not given, supposed to steal. Very cute. Then I think I recall him saying that his boss, I shouldn't mention the name. I happen to remember the name. His boss says that it's okay, just take. I don't know how true, but then. But so sometimes we may think that anyway, this but actually that is covered also. Then nowadays, for those who drive, um, you have no choice because there's a gantry, right? Yeah, so it's automated deduction. But in the past, when there's coupon, then there are people who, when they arrive, it's 12 p.m., then they put 12:15. So they eat 15 minutes of the prescribed time. Then when they leave, they leave at 1:30, but they only pay for 1 hour of the ticket of the parking. Yeah. So again, my father, uh, but my father, to be fair, he is very stressed whenever I'm in the car because I will police him. So it's very funny. I don't look at him as he's like trying to cheat or what. But I think sometimes he forget. Yeah. And then when we come back to the car, right? Then he noticed, oh, lucky. No fine. Nobody give up me the ticket. So then I'll ask him, pass me the coupon. Then he will look at me like, boy, what do you want to do? And he just pass me. Then it's very cute also. I mean, he's the father, you know. Yeah, why you don't have to pass it to me, or he can always say no problem, And this was even before I became a monk. So my father is very cute. My father, mother, very cute. While they are quite like, I'm father, I'm mother. But on some matters, they are quite open with us children. So when I asked him to pass me the coupon, he also passed me the coupon. Then after that, so but he do it very begrudgingly. He passed me a coupon. Then I asked him, how many coupon are we supposed to pay? Then he said, 2. Then I took up 2 and yeah. Because yeah. So he's like, hey, he said, why are you doing? I said, we're supposed to tear 2 coupon. Yeah. So if you are don't know lucky or unlucky, then next time I become your son. Tear your coupon. Yeah. But I also highlight to him because when you buy the coupon and use the coupon goes to the country's collection of taxation. Yeah. And the taxation in the country is a form of wealth redistribution, and also for the country to build up the infrastructure and maintain the various state services. Singapore is actually very fortunate. Our taxation is extremely low compared to other countries. Um, but this didn't happen by chance. This happened because majority, I would say very high percentage of Singaporeans pay our tax duly. Yeah. Um, and as a result, we don't have to collect so much tax. In some countries, somehow they get themselves into a vicious cycle where it becomes a norm for people to try to escape tax, yeah, in various ways, whether legally escape tax or illegally escape tax. Yeah. So as a result, the collection is less than what is needed. So they have to increase tax, or so they think they have to increase tax. So it becomes a vicious cycle. So this is one part. But I'm not here to talk about policy. Nothing to do with me. In a way, nothing to do with me. Yeah, I'm not an administrator or a politician. Yeah, but important thing is Singapore is a very interesting country because I mean, coffee shop talk, people always complain about things in the country, right? But you notice that most people, after they complain, they'll say, "Aya, si lo, diam jia lui, diam giao lui, not jia lui, sorry, diam tiu sui." That means keep taxing us, taxing us. Actually, number one, our tax is low. But most people, after they say, tax us, tax us, but most people will then qualify and say, "Aya, but at least they take the money and do something." Correct? Agree? You just look around Singapore, right? Yesterday, no, the day before, two students offered lunch and then drove me to Bugis. Along the way, we see all the MRT road and roadworks all over the country. And you think about it, Singapore is not very special also, but Singapore built up so much on all this infrastructure. How? Because we allocate and make use of the taxation, and in a certain way, yeah, that is useful for the country.
Bye bye.
So
Bye bye.
okay, bye bye. Yeah. So when we so-called take advantage of certain parts where we don't pay the tax, or we, let's say, supposed to pay a certain fee, but we somehow try to escape, we are eating into this pool of state fund. Yeah. And this is what I explained to my dad and other students. If you do that, then you are indirectly or directly impeding into eating into the interest of all Singaporeans. Don't think of it as government against us, no. Because at least in Singapore, I don't know about other country, yeah, there may be other countries where they collect tax and they just put into their own pocket, okay? But in Singapore, taxation is directly benefiting everybody, So when you don't think just 60 cents, that's $1. You know, $1 today, $1 the next day. And it's the important thing is the recipient is the whole country. Yeah. So that is one aspect of the not to take what is not given, that you must be very careful. Because if you steal from one person, you just impact on one person. If you steal from the nation, it's a whole country, especially a country like Singapore. Yeah. Don't be mistaken. I'm not doing political speech, and I'm not pro this or pro that. No. Yeah. And I always tell people, caring for a country is different from caring for specific parties. Okay, I mean, look at me. What do I care, right? Now I don't even care whether I use Windows or use uh, Linux or what. Yeah. Oh, so have to be careful. Last thing about the stealing thing, don't steal people's time. Don't steal people's time. That's why you see, even for this one, I say, if you want need to go, you must go. Don't stay because seafood. Then yeah. So I remember very clearly in the Vinaya class, the Vinaya master, when he teach, then he will have someone strike the bell. Dang! And the moment it dang, he will just say, 好，时间到，合掌回向. That means he will have a timekeeper, and when it's at end of the time, he will strike the bell. The timekeeper will strike the bell, and the teacher mid sentence, sometimes mid sentence, he finish the sentence, then he 时间到，我们合掌回向. If I'm doing wrong, remember wrongly, uh, 国清律师, he has, I think he has passed away already. Yeah. So they take this very, because maybe you exceed the time, and this is even for giving teachings. So imagine 5 minutes multiplied by 100%. So 500 minutes of human life that you take from people. Yeah. But of course, this is where um, there is certain things which is implied. Okay, implied giving. For example, when you go to your friend's place, yeah, uh, most of the time you don't have to ask for permission to breathe the air there. Okay, but if you want to use the toilet, basic courtesy, right? Ask, can I use the washroom? Yeah. Uh, I actually said this to children's class. Yeah, so that the children know that they cannot just go and hunt for the toilet themselves, go adventure. But when you're in the toilet, do you have to ask for permission to sit on the toilet bowl? Don't need. When you finish, you have to say, um, Marcel, can I use the toilet paper? 师傅, yeah, please go ahead. I used 3 pieces. Don't have to. Then after that, Marcel, can I use the water? Don't have to, okay? But there's a certain implied giving. There's also a certain implied extent of usage. So imagine if you go to the toilet, go to Marcel's place, go to Alvin's house, then after that, you come out with the whole toilet roll. Your friend will be, if he's a close friend, your friend will be like, hey, Xiao Wei, what are you trying to do? Or, hey, bro, what's up, man? What are you doing in my toilet roll? But if it's not so close, the person may like, hey, should I say or not? What's going on? So there's implied giving, and then there's also the boundary to the implied giving. Don't go beyond that. But sometimes you may misinterpret the implied giving, right? So for example, especially like workplace, right? Sometimes maybe you just borrow your friends, your colleagues' things to write something. Yeah, we do that, right? And usually your colleague okay what? But what if your colleague is not okay? Then colleague, hey, who took my pen? And which pen? My Mont Blanc lah. Which pen? Kilometrical, who cares? Mont Blanc. My Mont Blanc, 5-head one, not the 7-head one. I can't remember how many point is there. I think it's 5, right? 5 or 6. Huh? Okay, anyway. So the moment someone come and claim back their possession, you must apologize and return it. Yeah. If the moment you say no, then you have committed stealing. Yeah. There's a verse, 不欲而取，明知为盗. Yeah. So without prior like notification or prior that whether you ask for permission or that person gives you permission and you just take, that's stealing already. Then further, in the Vinaya class, we go through how many inches must you have moved to constitute stealing? Yeah. So write down a list. Yeah, all the times where you knowingly, unknowingly take. Yeah, stealing must be knowing lah. So unknowingly is where you thought is yours, but later found out that it's actually not yours. This is not stealing. The second part is not stealing, but good to catch as well, so that you don't fringe around it. Okay, let me just look at the chat now. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How about using the PDF books uploaded online? Is it considered as stealing? Okay, so this is where there are two parts. One part is um, the in today's society with digital media, then it becomes a bit tricky in a way, because digital media there's no real material loss, right? So in the Vinaya, in the Buddha's time, there's a clause that states that if someone steals something and then offer it to us, uh, it is said that we are allowed to take, Yeah. Because once the person have officially stolen, then it belongs to him already. He take possession of it. If he never take possession, then he never steal. So stealing by definition, you take possession. If you take possession and then you give it away, it's your choice. Yeah. But even then, we are advised uh, to exercise caution. Yeah. So in such a case, right? So in a way, the person who put up bear a huge part of the karmic consequences. Yeah. So you want to be Robin Hood, you want to be Robin Hood, right? Then you must face the consequences. Uh, oh. So this question is from Lin Toy. Yeah. How about using the PDF books uploaded online? Is it considered as stealing? So it depends. It depends. In some cases, this PDF has no copyright. Yeah. In some cases, it has. Yeah. But this at this point, um, there are many media which is actually gray. Yeah. There are many media which is considered gray. For example, if you go to some some website with a lot of advertisement, and then you watch a movie there, for example, uh, most people will say, a bit, like not legit. But how about if someone uploaded the video into YouTube and let you watch? YouTube, it's official, correct? And you notice that these days there are a lot of mm, there are a lot of programs where they create their own official channel, put it up on the channel to let you watch. Yeah. So of course, in those cases, it's quite clearly yes. And in a way, business transaction is changing, has changed a lot already. Yeah. So much so that a lot of the um, media network, they stop thinking of it as, okay, you must subscribe to the TV channel to watch. Yeah, because ultimately for them, they don't care how you pay them or how they get their money. They just care that they get their money. So, for example, sometimes you get freebies, right? Yeah, and then software as a service. Sometimes you get trial, right? Right. Some people, I know some of you, Netflix 1 month free subscription, then create a new account, watch another, watch until you finish the whole series. Okay, thank you very much. Does Netflix know? Of course they know. Yeah. And they calculated in the whole budget. Yeah. That based on the percentage of people who will do it, it is a small number. And they consider that as marketing fund. Yeah. To get people to talk about the Netflix program. And so in a way it's not stealing. Yeah. Because they allow it. Yeah. And in a way, if you think about it, all those websites that is the illegal one, you think you think all those companies don't know? It's not that difficult, you know. Yeah, write some program, throw the whole internet, because every server has an IP address, and every server has a domain name, and is in a registrar called the domain name registrar. So as long as you are on the internet, there are bodies that contain your address, that knows where your physical server is. Yeah, it's actually very difficult to not be found if you have a domain name. Okay, if you just connect to the internet with IP address, a bit tricky. Yeah, so there's this concept lah, that actually all those big company like Warner Brothers lah, like Disney lah, whatever, they know. So that's why only those high definition one are attacked. The low definition, they take it as marketing. You go and watch lor. You watch already, then you feel, hey, it's so nice, but blur leh, the sound. So you watch until you cannot take it, you can't buy. Yeah. But for a start, look at those more obvious one first. More obvious one first. Yeah. And secondly, um, for for things like other resources, whether it's books lah, songs. Songs, I think nowadays is a foregone knowledge. Like nobody even bothered to talk about the, 20 years ago there was Napster, and then the whole MP3 revolution. Yeah, I was in the midst of it actually, because our company come up with the MP3 player. Yeah. But this is where law and karma is different. Law, once they change it, suddenly it's legal. Suddenly it's legal. Yeah. So karma and law is slightly different. Mm. Oh. But karma, the thing about stealing, one last thing, the thing about stealing is also quite interesting. If the person allowed, then it's not stealing. Yeah. If the person allowed, then it's not stealing. Because stealing is basically when the person don't allow. Um, so quite fine line, quite fine line. Oh, okay. So that's the exercise of today. So I know a lot of you have G5 meeting, G7 meeting to go and attend. uh, so have a today's exercise is catch stealing intent. Yeah, have a intentional day ahead.